your friends, we're never a bore. You haven't heard it like this before. Yes, it's time to explore the things we care for. And though your jaw may hit the floor, we're still the weirdos you adore. We're the weirdos next door.
Hello, this is Nobi, he, him,
And this is Nicole, they, she,
and together we are
the Weirdos Next Door.
So awesome.
So great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, hello.
It's been some times. We are going to do something a little different here. We're going to pick something from Reddit and read the post and have a discussion about it. And first one we picked out, I actually had responded to, and so you can read the original poster's post because, well, you'll find out.
You're no longer an impartial party.
That is true.
All right. So this is in the Age Gap Reddit. The topic is struggling to truly accept the age difference. Hi, any input would be helpful. I'll try to be succinct. I'm in a 26-year AGR. I'm a 26-year-old woman, and he's a 52-year-old man. We have an absolutely lovely relationship. I'm struggling to truly accept the age gap. We've been together since August 2020, and we have been so in love. I feel more validated and respected than I've ever felt in a relationship. He is truly supportive and mature in all the ways that matter most to me. I can't help but ruminate on our age difference. He already has back problems, memory problems. He already can't do things with me that I love, like skiing or snowboarding, or taking a long flight to Australia to visit my extended family. It's just going to get worse, right? I can't help but see his age when we're together. Sometimes I notice this more than others, the way he dresses, the gifts he gets for me, his taste in music, his graying hair. It's just little things that feel off. Reminders, I guess. Sometimes I see through it all, and I go for days and days, sometimes far longer, without any of those things feeling important. I moved away, so we're doing long distance now, with 2,000 miles between us and no end for another year or so. The distance doesn't help. It feels like every time we see each other, I have to get used to the age gap all over again. Have you ever watched your partner grow old and even die? Would you do it again?
Wow. So that's a lot. That's a lot there.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack on that.
This person definitely has a lot on their mind. And when I saw this was about 2-3 weeks ago, I replied, "This is a topic my primary nesting partner and I have talked about frequently. We've even negotiated an 11-page quote-unquote contract regarding our relationship, handling conflicts, living will choices, and final end-of-life quality care. We've even negotiated how to handle a breakup and agreed to a 1-year break-anniversary to remember and celebrate all the good we had in our relationship. Currently going on, well, I said 6 years now, but it was actually, I think at the time, it was like five. It just feels like 6. That's a positive, right?
It's all blurring together. We've been together forever.
But honestly, we don't see us ever parting, except at, the till death part. Laughy face. Ultimately, we have chosen to love and appreciate each other right now, to be present and happy with our situation today. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? Turn on any news channel and there's Armageddon photobombing the live news reporter on location. If you can't get past the age gap, talk to him about it. Have the hard and frank discussions. Tell him what you dream of, what you desire. If he loves and cares for you, he will do what he can to make you happy. But then the same goes the other way as well. Ask him what he wants and desires out of the relationship. If you both communicate openly and honestly, you'll find a way to make you both happy, even if it's being apart."
OP did reply and said, "Thank you. I appreciate taking the time to respond. It's hard not to focus on the negative sometimes. We did have a long, honest discussion last night and came to the conclusion that we love each other too much to end things. I couldn't bring myself to part with him, and that's ultimately why we stayed together in the first place when I moved away. I don't want anything or anyone else, even if I have to make sacrifices for the relationship. We're taking it in baby steps. So I'm glad they were able to communicate with their partner about their feelings. Like that's definitely a thing. I think something that we've talked about that has also like helped, like it is very pessimistic, but it's also very honest. Like the fact that a lot of the focus is on what happens when the older partner gets older and you become the caregiver, blah 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 blah. As we've seen in the last 2 years, all bets are off. Like, I could, something could happen, on the flight or, whatever. Coming home from work one night, who knows? Something could happen to me and you would be in the position of having to make the choices as my caregiver. It has nothing to do with age. It could happen to anyone. As far as he already has back problems, I'm not even 30.
Yes.
I'm not even 30 and I hurt all the time. Back problems have nothing to do with age. I don't want to go skiing or snowboarding either.
I used to do that all the time. Can't do it anymore.
Yeah, and I can't do it, period.
So when they say like, oh, you have an old soul.
I have an old body too. Oh no, I keep on joking that I'm actually just an old man or a young person stuck in an old man's body, or vice versa. However it works, like
So wait,
the pieces were not assembled correctly.
Who was a meat suit?
Old man skeleton
Wearing
young female-ish things skin.
Oh, yeah. That you've gone too far.
At the female-ish, or
No, just the whole like. Then
or
I thought about
old man skeleton.
like this old man skeleton with your skin, and then also I thought about all the things we've done together, and all things we said, and now I'm tasting my bile. No, I'm not. I am not. I am not. I'm just kidding.
I think you answered it in a very, very honest way.
Yeah, you live in the moment.
Yeah.
That you have to appreciate now more than ever, right?
If you love that person and you're able to, and like your priorities still align, like we've seen other situations where there's, desires for family or things like that don't necessarily align, but that doesn't seem to be the case in this one. Other Reddit situations.
That is true.
But it seems like that doesn't seem to be an issue in this situation.
Right. So prognosis. What do you give them? Okay, it's okay. We can. It's just between us, hive mind. We have this thing where we allow ourselves to say whatever the fuck.
We can say the horrible things.
We can say all the horrible things, but only to each other, and we can never tell anyone else or another soul what the other one said, and then we call that hive mind.
Yep.
So, you can tell me it's hive mind right now. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
I think they're going to be okay. The fact that they finally had like an honest conversation about it, that helps. I know when we, like, as hard as it is to have the honest conversations, I always feel better that we've had them. That, we've clearly communicated things or, ironed out something that either of us would want in a different scenario or whatever else.
Yeah. True.
Like, I think that's where a lot of my, like, biggest fears lie when it comes to, like, the possibilities of losing you is, like, me being the only person that knows. Or...
knows of my my
knows
wishes.
knows what you want, and since we are not, we have chosen to not go the legal route in our of our relationship at this time.
Well, we've agreed that neither of us wants to be married. You don't want to ever get married, and I don't want to get remarried.
Yeah, I never wanted that. It's not
But-
on my checklist.
But this is something, it's, part of like the whole, this is where the age gap comes in. Odds are I will go first. And there has to be things about like, my estate, probate. I still don't know what probate means, but like there's all this other stuff, right? And heirs, right?
Also, how you want to be cared for.
When I'm
as your-
incapacitated,
Yeah.
I want to be kept along as I want to be kept alive as long as possible until there's a cure. for whatever it is. you got smashed by a boulder. Okay, just scrape me up. put me in overhead
like-
shot ladies freeze dryer.
I feel like we're at drastically different ends of the end of life care spectrum.
Okay, so what is yours?
I'm done.
Really? So do you think that's because of like an age gap thing? Do you think it's because like as I'm getting older and I'm feeling my mortality, right? Mm-hmm. And especially now, so am I like saying like, oh, I want to live as long as possible? It's like I need to find the fountain of youth, or like you must, I need to be frozen in cryogenics until there's a cure.
My thing's more of like, as long as I have a 50+% chance of waking up from said coma or surviving said illness, like yeah, I'll fight. But I don't want to be kept alive as a vegetable for very long. Like I don't want that life.
So that's something we should we have talked about.
Yes, we need to actually do the paperwork and make it legit.
And of course, I am joking when I say about scrape me up. But we do have to have discussion about like, because I do feel like I would want to be like, I would want you to hold on to me a little bit longer than you apparently want me to hold on to you. Given the same vegetative state.
Yeah, that's
Right?
fair.
So, and this is something interesting.
For me, it's also like give the people who would want to see me a chance to get here, kind of situation.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck.
Like if it's possible.
So this is what really pissed me off about that kind of stuff. So I'm going to relate a story, and it was my father-in-law. My father-in-law had an accident and went into a coma.
Mm-hmm.
He was perfectly healthy. He actually just hurt himself on his normal exercise morning routine. He fell and hit his head. So he was in a coma. And so it's like, it was pretty bad. So we're all there, whole family's there. Some of the kids were in college, so they're all being called back because it was looking serious.
Yeah.
They're saying like, it doesn't look like there might be a chance where he might not pull through. So we're all like, recall all the family. So, I had two of my kids in college. The oldest, they already knew how to travel. So they hopped onto a plane and they were coming. And then my other one was just a freshman at school and had not figured out how to fly because we drove them up. And so he had a cousin up there who's, 3 or 4 years older, and I think I said like, can the cousin help him, figure out how to fly and can and bring him with right? And I asked the parents, and I got like blank stares. I got blank stares. And then they said, and then I find out that the cousin was already on a plane. So oh well, I guess one of the grandkids won't be able to say goodbye, right? Because they wanted to, that everybody had come to the decision that they were going to pull the plug. So, I was already kind of like miffed, and I'm trying not to make it about me or anything, because it's definitely not about me. It's not my blood, but still, it's my kid's blood, right? And so like I was already kind of like annoyed that one was not going to be there, and the other one, the oldest one, was on a plane and about to land, and in walks in the cousin, and then their father said, "Okay, everybody's here. We can pull the plug now." And I went, "No, hold on. We got to wait. My kid's in the cab right now, coming from the airport. He'll be here in like 30 minutes." Nope, couldn't wait. Of course, it's a really heavy time for the kid's mother and her sisters and brother and all extended family, and of course my mother-in-law. So I kept it all in. I wasn't gonna make a big stink of it. I'm sure I groused about it to the kids later, and probably to the ex, but that just really total disregard. He's like, "Oh, as long as your family is taken care of, fuck all the rest of you."
Yep.
And that's all I saw. That's all I saw. So there's that.
Yep.
So I think definitely.
And then I have the experience of not even getting to say goodbye to a couple people.
Yeah. Were you even told?
I was told, but someone had to stay at the office.
What? Who has to stay at the office when you have a loved one, passing?
Yep.
There is no job in the world that important.
Yep. I never get that goodbye back.
Yeah. You don't get that goodbye.
Yep. So like I am living the experience that your kids had.
Yeah.
Like it sucks.
That's probably indicative of like the age gap thing, because previous generation for me going, and then generation below me, your generation dealing with that.
Yep. And a lot of people experiencing it via COVID this year, losing family members that are stuck in the hospital that you can't see.
I mean, that's gotta be the
can't
worst.
talk to. And
right?
Yep.
It's gotta be the worst. You know what's even worse is not believing that you have what they say you have, and that they're just trying to kill you some other way, and you start fighting and hurting people. I don't think you should be in the hospital. If you don't believe that thing exists, why are you there?
Yep.
If you don't believe in vaccines.
If you don't believe in the disease, why do you trust us to cure you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. We're write that down. If you don't believe in us.
If you don't believe in the disease, why trust us to cure you?
Oh, yeah. Is it disease or vaccine? If you don't believe in the vaccine. Okay, we'll figure it out.
If you don't believe that COVID
Yeah,
is real, period.
it's true. I mean, that's a pretty controversial situation. Denying people care who have COVID, who refused the vaccine. What is your feeling on that?
I have conflicted feelings on it. Because from a medical professional standpoint, you're supposed to put all those feelings aside.
Okay. But there are some places we're having to enact the, what was they calling that? The...
Rationing care.
Was it rationing? Oh, yeah, rationing care. Okay. How do you feel about rationing care where priority goes to vaccinated patients over unvaccinated
Yeah,
patients?
I can agree with that.
That's fair?
Yeah.
What about a cancer patient needing a life-saving surgery or an unvaccinated COVID patient?
We both know my feelings on when it's life-saving care for someone who is doing everything they can to fucking survive versus life-saving care for someone who doesn't give a flying fuck about anyone except themselves.
I think they should be moved. It's like, okay, you can come in, we can take care of you, but you have to understand this. Because you're not vaccinated. If we need your bed, we're going on a couch with a plastic tent around you.
And you have to wear this bubble.
Yeah. Or we have to...
Remember when, there were emergency beds built in, like, parking lots and parking structures? Yeah, you get one of those.
I think that should be a thing. The repercussions of this, of not having it, is like, you get to ride it out in a tent out in the parking lot with the winds howling, sub-zero temperatures. Is that cruel? I think they brought that upon themselves.
I'm done with people.
Uh-huh.
I'm fucking done.
All right. Have we discussed that topic enough already?
I think so. We got a little off topic from like the actual Reddit story and all that kind of fun stuff. Do you think their relationship will survive? Do you think they're going to be okay?
Well, time will tell, but I feel like that she was seeking advice, granted on Reddit, but I mean, we don't have access to mental health care as easily.
Yep. And also informed healthcare.
We get our mental health care advice from Reddit, and we get our medical health care and science updates from Facebook.
Oh, God.
And we get all the political truths on the tweeters.
And the Fox.
I think that, but the very fact that she was, seeking out, like, am I crazy? What's going on? Am I doing something wrong? Should I not think this way?
Yeah.
It was like seeking some sort of like either validation or recognition, or at least like a oh, you're not crazy. But I think after most of the replies are pretty much the, it's, you need just enjoy it,
Yeah.
what it is, and communicate. Make sure you two talk.
I mean, I think another analogy would also be similar to like compersion with polyamory. Of, for a while there was a big push in the polyamorous community of, compersion. If you're not feeling compersion, you're doing polyamory wrong. Meh. Like, compersion isn't a requirement, it's a bonus. Like, it is okay to say, like, I don't feel joy when my partner's with other people, but that doesn't mean I don't want them to explore it. I have a hard time with, with my feelings when my partner's, off doing stuff with other people. But that doesn't mean that you're doing polyamory wrong. That means you're a person with feelings and emotions. Like, so I feel like it's kind of the same way of like, are you doing age gap wrong if you are thinking about the age gap?
I think you can't help but think all those things.
Yeah, it exists.
Right. And I think that's what she was doing, and so she sought out advice from randos on Reddit.
Yeah.
And just luckily happened to be graced by a Papa Bear.
Yeah.
Who weighed in there.
Yep. And we kind of have like a brutal honesty kind of situation.
Right.
Like, even when it sucks.
So if they follow our advice, they should be okay.
Yep.
As long as they have like open and honest
Just
communication.
gotta talk.
Yeah. You have to let the other know what's going on in your head.
Your partner's not a mind reader.
Nope. Nope. Although I do have amazing telekinetic powers. That's like a fact.
Well,
You've witnessed it.
Well, again, there is an ongoing joke that you and I are actually just one brain that's split into two bodies.
So we're half brains.
No, it's it's one really, really big
I
brain.
knew I only had half a brain.
We mind meld sometimes.
All right.
We get on a different wavelength.
I think they're going to be okay. And we can maybe like make a note of it. We'll like just like, send that person a note like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Or we can reach out to them and maybe perhaps get them on to a future episode.
Yeah, perhaps.
Yeah. Anyway, hey everybody, we do appreciate you joining us. Please do check out all our links at weirdosonline.com. It doesn't have to be anything more than just like come and listen to us, follow us.
Go like us on the Instagrams and the Facebook.
Yeah. Our Facebook group seems to be the most active right now, so come and join us there. But we look forward to interacting with you all soon. We got some neat, great things to tell you all about, like a new affiliation and new contests and prizes. So we'll get you all there. Anyway, stay tuned. Thank you so much, and
Smash your social mores with the weirdos next door.
we got it. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Boy.